Hello everyone. We're happy to welcome you on board Finnair. Before departure, we kindly ask for your attention as we go through the safety features of this aircraft.
welcome to Bangkok, Thailand, the land of smile. And the local time is 4:42 in the afternoon on the 9th of July 2024. Please remain seated and keep your seatbelt fastened until the captain switch the sign off. When opening an overhead locker, please be careful so that items don't fall out. You may now switch off the flight mode on your handheld devices.
Ayan, hindi ba?